they've got a fetish for me. So this could go nominally, or this could go, I don't know. What can we fake accuse me of now? Wait. Some people did say I was stalking a little blonde girl the other day because, a teenage woman, brunette, walked in front of my car at the library as I was pulling out. So I put on the brakes and said hello, waved, and then I moved over into the shade in the dog park down the street. And somehow some Karen turned that into the Karen is my old neighbor who's called the cops 37 times the first weekend I moved in for hanging the blinds up at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. Anyway, she comes over to my car the other day, starts banging on the car. You're the one on Facebook. Blah! Screaming at me, cussing at me. I'm just like, lady, what the hell is wrong with you? Then chief of police comes over. Blah, 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 blah. You're stalking a little blonde girl. I'm like, dude, I'm suing the state of Washington, the Attorney General's office, Snohomish County Superior Court, Snohomish County Sheriff's Office, freaking DCYF, DSHS, all at the same bloody time. You don't think I got some enemies going out there? And by the way, Granite Falls, you're next. I'm sick of this shit. And every one of those 87 people on, so they did on the community board here in town. And then everybody chimed in. All right, we need to get this guy, let's call to action, get all the big men into White Knight and go kick his ass. Here's his license plate number. Here's his freaking, where he registered it at. And I'm like, do you guys want to be served by summon or by publication, mailing address, or can I just forward it on YouTube Messenger here and call that electronic service? Well, they didn't even know who I was. They thought I was just joking. I listed the list of crimes. I'm like, false reporting to a government body, false reporting to a law enforcement agency, enacting emergency response, false reporting. I'm tired. I just did like 12 miles of freaking up and down the hill doing mushroom hunting YouTube. Mycology go. But what the hell? What the actual hell? I mean, I found out some people at City Hall were screwing me on the water bill. I reported it. I did the thing. I did the citizenly thing. And since then, all frigging hell is broken loose. Like, freaking don't be honest in Washington State is the lesson here. And especially if there's a crime going on, don't report it to the police. Especially if you're a single dad. Because they'll use it against you. And DCYF, well, by the time I'm done with them, we're not going to have to worry about that anymore. Because I'm tooth and nail till it gets dissolved completely. 60,000 kids a year. 60,000. That is 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade of the entire state. That's a lot of kids. For $1.4 billion a year. Lots. And I know that. Their website says they do this dependency take away kids from their parents 306 or 363 times a year. That would make like $150,000 necessary for the federal adoption and shelter care fund. 1.4 billion. 1.4 billion divided by 2,000 average payment per kid, divided by 15 to 36 months in the program. But the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking that, these fraudulent liars that not slander, actual truth, have about 5,000 pages to back it up. What evidence do you have, they say. I'm like, well, you happen to be compulsive note takers, and, well, all your notes. All of them. Well, not all of them. 5,000 pages worth. 244 megabytes of text. And that's just the ones DCYF saw fit to actually release to me. 7 years running, 14 different FOIA requests, 14 different records requests, God knows how many phone calls, social workers, which are supposed to provide you a printed copy when you get a new case. I get a new case every 3 months. Some wacko leftist socialist. This last year has been the socialists at the school because I objected to their completely, absolutely horrific mandatory sex education and freaking curriculum where they're teaching second graders to masturbate with their friends. Anal sex. Because every 7-year-old needs to know about fucking butt fucking. This is a clitoris. This is a penis. They work like this. Some people are gay. They go through the whole goddamn thing. You know what that's called? Predation. Molestation. Lewd acts in front of a minor. They're, let's go through safe and unsafe touch children. Did you freaking... Like, I watched one of them do it once. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You just did that in front of my daughter. How many times have you done this? Have you ever done this? Have you ever done this? You ever done that? Huh? God. And I threw a fit about this in 2019 when they snuck it by on the COVID day. And you're a conspiracy theorist, Jeff. You're wacko. You're over exaggerating. The state would never do this to children. Blah 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 blah. All the moms ostracized me. I'm like, well, fine. I'm booking it to Montana. See y'all later. Peace. Little as Providence and luck have it, I end up smack dab in started in this year with second graders, and I'm at the same damn school. So yeah, they tried in last May. I brought my daughter back up here, and somehow rumor got out from social worker in Tacoma to social worker in Snohomish that well, allegedly I had kidnapped my daughter, allegedly. And allegedly, which isn't true, the father-in-law and the mother-in-law had cared for my daughter for 5 years. No, they did not. Because, well, I have like $400,000 worth of daycare payments, and about 20 to 30 women, their daycare moms, that definitely cared for her from the time she was 12 months old to 6. They closed June 21. That's there's no 5 years left. Casa, who by the way didn't bother to check any facts. She didn't call me. She just went with whatever the social worker said and whatever bullshit she wanted to do to keep the kid in the shelter care. Well, my ex-wife was in dependency for the 3rd time. She already got proven dependent in my daughter's case because, well, the divorce. I have 100% legal custody. It took me a year to go through all that stupid process, and I had to go back to DCYF, CPS, it was back then, to get them to approve the parenting plan, because in Washington State, the kid automatically goes to the mom if it's under 4 years old. Because, you know, mothers are way better people than fathers. Look at what we've got. Turning men into, and fathers into toxic masculinity and this imaginary boogeyman that doesn't exist. Doing great here, society. Real freaking great. I would say women do need to be told no. Stop. Don't. Hold back. Maybe falsely accusing people of false accusations probably isn't a good idea. You know, if you're gonna, you might want to have some evidence, maybe, and not just scream and yell at the top of your lungs random freaking slanderous bullcrap. Because there is minute laws against it, but karma sucks. You know, that's not cool to go screaming EPAR on somebody, and it never happened. Like, or like the other day when I avoided a grown woman, and apparently she goes to I don't want to be slanderous, so a different school than the usual school, because, you know, GE stuff, I guess. What I was told by constabulatory. So, okay, 17, 18, 19, whatever. 25 years old. Didn't run her over with my car. Said hello. I believe that was my main crime. I said hello. And Karen takes it upon herself to turn it into some little blonde little girl. I'm like, no, the blonde little girl's my daughter, you dumbass. You freaking, oh, this woman. I call her Nosy Nelly or Neurotic Nancy, because there's two of them across the street, and they just screaming at each other on the phone with their hearing aids turned up to 11. Just, oh God. Like, never bothered to come over or say hello. Welcome to the neighborhood. What's up? Actually, no, I blame CPS. Because, okay, so we started in May 2023. Grandma and Grandpa, that crap. So they got the FBI involved, of course, because, you know, that's what DCYF does. And he's a single father, and he doesn't take any services because he makes over $1,200 a month. And, well, he's white. We don't like that either. And he's got to be toxic, right? Has to be absolutely toxic. Who we got now? Man, this place is rolling tonight, today. Yeah, freaking sheriff rolling up in here. Freaking Subaru land. There's not usually that many people. We got I think Railroad Day is going on downtown, but I'm not really a fan of crowds, so I came up to the forest folk to be foresty and do, well, work. Never stops. I got, tired too. I was up till like 3 last night, freaking filing motions and editing stuff. I did find, these help a whole lot and make me look up like I need leather patches on my raincoat, or corduroy patches. That'd be good, right? I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting old. I said, like, that's even better now. The problem is I got to buy the dollar store ones because I'm a freaking get zoned into what I'm focused on, and everything else just kind of blurs out. And well, the glasses and the block knives, 1/8 drill bits, 1/8 Allen wrenches, 10mm sockets deep, and then T15 Torx. Those are your main lose-its in around the shop. And markers. Oh god, yeah, marker and pen. Yeah, and the beer. I don't drink, but you know, he's doing a hardware store, and I'm like, yeah, drink beer, whatever. Customers, employees, it gets if you work around metal, you know, we're all a little touched. And construction workers, it's beer all the time. I would have customers bring me 6-pack, like whatever. There's a beer fridge, do whatever. You're adults. Don't drive. Don't be stupid. And you didn't get here. But I had one employee. He was great. He was dumb as a box of rocks, and he'd do anything. Like you tell him, go hop down this sewer well, swim through all this poop, go up in there and find me a sewer mice, and he'd. Sure. But he always had a bush light, like gross, bush light in his hand all the time, and I'd freaking be moving like a box of screws or something, get some grabbers or bolts or whatever. It was like 4-week-old. Goddamn, man. That's the reason I actually got this. No, I don't have flannel on, but it's can't hold it. It's a scale, 1 to 9 inches, wrist to elbow. Because bless his little heart, I had bandsaw set up, and I had like 5,000 pieces. Let's see if I can remember a cut order from 15, 20 years ago. I think we were doing in 100-piece batches for the like some big mall. The Mormons were building downtown, and they had this limestone facade thing, and they drill into the limestone facade and then epoxy stainless steel studs into that, and then bolt it up onto the steel structure of the building, like some limestone, a facade. But they needed like, I don't know, 20,000 of these damn things to screw all these blocks to the steel. And I had the Oster threader. I tried doing it on a raw bar because they wanted like smooth on one end and threaded on the other end for 3 inches, 4 inches, which is 304 stainless. I don't know if you do 304 stainless, but that stuff is a pain in the butt, especially on one of those old rotary style X1 heads. I mean, it just freaking. That's where I learned about the best cutting fluid in the planet. 520, 020 motor, light motor oil, like light machine oil, 32 weight hydraulic. Molly D. Mix that in there. Molly D is it's like a tapping fluid. It's got molybdenum disulfide in it. It's really slick. Like the molybdenum grease. They're stuff for your car. But that was it's like freaking $50 for a little shot glass full of Molly D. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what do you put on? You put anti-seize on stainless bowls to keep them from galling. And the nickel anti-seize was pretty much nickel powder and Molly D and oil. By the way, sorry, I jumped track of it. If ever you want an April Fool's prank, anti-seize. A little brush. You just wipe yourself a little stroke on the backside of somebody's car handle. It's almost as cool as the fish in the hubcap. And if you've never played with anti-seize or touched anti-seize, it'll touch you. And everything you touch for the next 2 days will be covered in silver or copper anti-seize all over the place. But yeah, okay, anyway, you take your oil, cup of oil, a couple dabs of globs of anti-seize till you get a swirly, silvery, nice. Don't do it too thick. Just make sure it's oil and just get the nickel kind of dissolved in there a bit. And you slap that on your tap in your CNC or die or whatever you're doing. Whoop. Perfect. Every single time. I've tapped 5/8, 11, freaking titanium 6VL CR, whatever the hell it is. At like freaking, it was a B. Like, that's tight. Really tight. And it squeals like hell, and it don't. If you gotta have like a 25 horse motor, because if it stops, the titanium, like, it shrinks and crabs. So you got to go bam, bam. No dwell, no, like, it's got to be like with a G84. Full down, reverse, full up, no dwell. You want that? You want the freaking motor to dead stop, spin back around the other way. Because if you sit there and let it cool for a second, or a tenth of a second, it'll shrink around the freaking tap and then just pop. I don't recommend going above half inch, actually. Well, apprentice world, half inch, 13 is your limit on titanium tapping. Unless you're in a pinch. Yeah. I could go on rigid tapping for days. I'm gonna have to write all these down so I can like do different episodic episodes. Back to the ghouls and evil that resides among the Department of Health and the model of healthy citizens that work at the Department of Health. Nary a gym membership to be found. Or a soul. So she goes FBI. We'll call her SG. We'll call her SW, because they like to refer to themselves as DCYF social workers, or Department of Youth and Children and Families social workers. Mm-hmm. They even use that nomenclature, idiom, when fabricating things my daughter. So Larry. Fabricating things my daughter supposedly said, as blah 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 blah. My daddy said he's going to do bad things to Department of Children and Youth and Families, social workers, special socialist investigator. 8-year-olds don't say that crap. And if she was listening to her daddy, she would have said communist robot. Which she probably did. Which is probably why the principal allegedly was hitting her with the rulers and slicing her with scissors. Right about the time I pulled her out of school and made a police report about that. And then worlds colliding and attorneys generals filing frivolous lawsuits and fake freaking truancies and fake restitution orders that don't exist by the school, and like they say, don't go up, but you can't win against City Hall. You can. You just have to have a thick ass skin and be willing to tolerate absolute, complete, fabricated everything, and have to be able to disprove every single bit of it. So you got to be stuck in reality. You can't get emotional, which I go angry. I do the Asperger's tirade. And, this is not a fact. Ah! You've seen the videos. Like, don't lie to me. That's all I ask. It's such a. Don't tell me the sky is fluorescent purple. Where in Washington it's gray or blue. Gray for 70% of the year. But don't tell me it's fluorescent purple. Don't try and gaslight me. Like, it's so obnoxious. And don't do it on court paperwork. And don't perjure yourself. Like, if you're going to be doing stuff for the state, I mean, have some frickin' decency. You know? There's a thing called color of state. I got weird lighting. I look like I got a manager. That worked as manager of properties. All of which I'm intimately involved in. My emails get censored. They come back altered from what I sent. I get from in my sent box that I didn't write. I didn't send. I get text messages the same way. Like at night, I'll go to bed and there'll be nothing in drafts. So I'll wake up in the morning and check the Googles and 34 drafts and like 20 cent. I'm like, well, that's funny. I was asleep. Text messages that don't go. There was one point there during the heat of the shelter care hacking and trying to please pin something on Jeff. Just no. When they got my drive, deleted all the petitions and stuff I had there, got my 3 computers, and we're trying to upload nefarious files to computers. And I can only assume what they were because they're accusing me of that crap. Now, how would you come across those CPS? You just have a completely illegitimate and illegal horde of nefarious minors. I know you think you're immune from criminal prosecution, but FBI, come the fuck on. Really? Like, if they're planting this stuff on people's drives and messages and stuff, like, they have to have a stash of it somewhere. I can only assume Mr. SS Special Socialist Investigator SS2 dubstep, because he's got the look, which is, as a dad, I'm so get through last May. My daughter, that she finally decides to check the parenting plan. Oh, well, you do have 100% custody. But she's already spread this rumor around the new school. I'm homeless. Father and maternal relatives said I'm schizophrenic. That's the catch-all because it sounds scary and big. But schizophrenia is dislocation of cognizant personality where one's part does not know what another part's do. I do voices. I'm comedic. I'm bored. Like, it's machine shop. But never at any point do I dislocate and not know that Cynthia, my alter ego, lesbian basket weaving health department worker, doesn't know what El Guille, the Mexican Mexican dishwasher at the local bar, is doing. No, it when I'm doing a sketch or a character, it's me doing a character, not Snap 12 Monkeys kind of shit, you know? Are you too divergent, friend? girl interrupted kind of stuff. Like, but everybody here in Washington is an armchair psychologist, and it's either mania, which is hilarious because every time I'm angry, somehow that's manic. Manic means you're jumping from happy, sad, empathy, sympathy, malice, war, love, platonic love, sleepiness, exuberant, like all over the place in a manic mania, animaniacs, like not being angry. I'm consistently pissed off at the state of affairs and the absolute zero regard for the Declaration, the Constitution, or U.S. title, or even Washington State Constitution, Washington State titles, codes, whack, and then a revised code, WCW, and then court rules, and Superior Court rules, and Supreme Court rules, and Dependency Court rules, and rules of evidence, and hearsay, and timelines. The fact that I'm a day 166 in shelter care, which is supposed to be 75 days max. Mandatory dismissal with prejudice. Because obviously somebody's made that law because they had an attorney's general assistant. I don't want to get Bob O2 involved in this, but his name is on top of every piece of paper. Well, it says blah, 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 false accusations, evidence is relied upon, the false accusations and made up horse crap by DCYF fabricator. I gotta, let me mind. So reciting hearsay and bullcrap does not an evidence make. Sorry. If you keep repeating it, it still doesn't make it true. It's still just a big fat fucking lie. But lie, pages and pages of lies, and then I swear under perjury, penalty of perjury, which we need to start enforcing in Washington. If I could be a perjury prosecutor, I'd have my work set out for me for the next ever. Because you go in front of the ex parte protection and restraining order room. They have their own judge and a court facilitator and 3 clerks. And, well, every single one of them. If you click harassment and stalking, those 2 boxes, there's a lot of harassment and stalking apparently between boyfriend and girlfriend and anybody you don't like. Or anybody's kids you want to take, because DCYF uses that same strategy to get you away from your children for 2 weeks while they file emergency guardianship. And, oh, shit. Well, we got your kid. Nah. Hey, government, federal government, we're going to need another check. We got another one. Yep. 3 times they've tried that on me, but I was come back with, here's 100 pages of reality and character witnesses and daycares, and here's every letter of every lie they said, completely dismantled, destroyed, and evidenced self-truthfully. Unquestionably idiot proof. Yeah. I hate saying that because nothing's idiot proof. Stupid's infinite and genius is finite. So you can only out stupid so much before, as idiot resistant as possible. And clearly self-evident and unalienable. I've seen both in writings of the declarants of independencies, which I do think I'm going to put in as my next declaration. In the independence of my daughter from this marsupial-led, secret redacted freaking farce. it should not be allowed in America. And I don't know how the fuck it is, because it's A, wholly illegal, B, reminiscent of the Catholic freaking goddamn Inquisition circa 13 whatever. You need to prove to us that you're not this. Prove this. Says right here, 1334, all of it. It is the state's burden. It is the burden of the state to prove whatever BS they're alleging. Why are you trying to get me to prove my innocence? You're supposed to be having to prove my guilt, which is proving really hard because they've dug through my past and, oh shit, well, clean background for 10, 20 years. I got busted with some weed in Utah. Wow. Never been convicted of anything here in Washington. And oddly enough, all his false allegations of blah, 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 all started with this school and public school. And I think my daughter got self-sufficient enough where she could make sandwiches and like take care of herself. And the whole, not my family. My family and I peacefully don't talk. I'm black sheep, and that's cool. I'd rather have them do that than doing what these cats are doing, because there's money involved. And well, my family don't take government handouts. Sorry, which is probably why they didn't check any of my family off on the familial research when they were planning to kidnap my kid this time. So they did May, FBI, 5 years, blah, 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 blah. 5 years, I kidnapped my kid. I allegedly took her from her school. No, I did because I was very concerned for her safety. There's some not good things going on. Touchings and chemical inducements for naps that I don't approve of. I don't even like giving her a freaking Advil or Tylenol or whatever. I don't take it. I'll take the allergy pills because I'm deathly allergic to pretty much everything. But cats, if you want to kill me, throw a cat in my face. That's like a 12 Zyrtec night. And an albuterol. And the vapey, the nebulizer deal. Cats are bad. And carrots make my back itch for some reason. TMI, who cares? Nobody gives a shit about your goddamn cat allergies. I do, okay? They make me wheeze and my eyes puff up and I die. We got some action going on. Anyway. Sorry. I'm gonna the coffee. So yeah, that didn't fall through. It lasted 3 months. I had DCYF and their private crew of following assholes trailing me everywhere, and the FBI and Snohomish County Sheriff. To what extent, all of them, I don't know. I did know the same 10 vehicles and peoples would be everywhere I go. And, well, machinist, go to work. Okay. Oh, hi, Yukon. You've been there all day. When's Silver Ford Escape with typical employee demographic showing up? Because with the brains comes the numbers deal, and the license plates, they don't change. And then they're all DV, Department of Vehicles, motor pool cars. Either an Mazda MX-5, usually white or red, or a Ford Escape, the silver or the blue. Sometimes black if they're personal vehicles. And always black rims, illegal black tint on the driver's side window. Super clean. Like they get motor pool water. Like it's like some government bureaucrat dude gets paid to wash these fuckers every goddamn night. Because they do. They go in the garage. And if you don't got water spots and stains and mud on your freaking vehicle, you got way too much time on your hands or too much money. Because, Washington, it rains a bit. It's muddy. And you just wait for it. I go all summer long with all the dirt on there and just wait till September for it to wash it all away and ruin your clear coat and your paint completely. Don't do that. Wash your car. Summer goes, summer and then second grade. Apparently the sewing circle got together and we're like, okay, ladies, we failed that last time. This man humiliated the social worker because she put her freaking mouth out there on complete falsities. And he made her look bad. We don't like that. So you're going to go with this lie. You're going to go with this lie. Attendance secretary, you're going to go with attendance lies. Special socialist investigator, Stasi freaking internment plant. The CCP's got them in the businesses, like the government communist political overseer. Washington's got them in the schools. They're called special socialist impregnators, implanters, abusers. I don't know. There's one in each school. And this is the one where the teachers are like, this is when it's second grade started. Hey, Daddy, did you know that you do drugs? What? No, I did not. What are you talking about, kid? My teacher says that you smoke cigarettes and cigarettes are drugs. I'm like, is this some new wokeology? No. Apparently, in hindsight, it is a step towards framing and brainwashing and dependency. Because you need 3 accusations within like a week or a month period. Three people need to call up within a certain time period for CPS to go, okay, he's got a new case. Let's do full-on investigation. Excuse me. And, well, cigarettes are drugs. So if your kid comes home and says you do drugs because you're smoking cigarettes, that's why. Any beverages other than water are drinky drugs. That's 2. And, well, if you don't like your parents, just say they're abusive or they hit you or they grounded you. They said no to you. Because that's abuse too, kids. Have you ever been disciplined? Like when you were microwaving your Barbies and throwing paint all over the kitchen. Did your parent ever tell you no, stop, don't? They shouldn't do that. That's abusive. Do you want new mommy and daddy? We can do that. You just tell Miss B over here that your parents do drugs because you saw them smoking cigarettes. They do drinking drugs because you saw them drinking a Dr. Pepper. And you don't like it when mommy tells you bedtime. That's abusive. And, my favorite, as of one of the most recent declarations, because they ran out of allegations. I proved them all wrong. And they really want my daughter because she's profitable to them and to the socially dependent side of the family. Here's an idea, Chet or Chetette. How about you just give me the $6,000 a month to care for my own daughter? Say I'm dependent, but not, and don't take my kid away. Why is that not a thing? Why do you have to use a moving verb that is used for objects? Objects. Now, if you can place an object, you can't place a person. People have free will, and they have to choose to move. When you pick and place, you're objectifying a person. And when you objectify a person, they become an object. Objects can be possessed or have custody of or leased, rented. They can have some sort of ownership. You know where I'm going here? Now, if I own this object and give it to somebody else and trade it for money, goods, or services, bartering, that would be trading, correct? Correct. Now, if I take an object and trade it, and that object is a human, little human as it is, would not... I have a hard damn time making eye contact with this thing. I'm trying, people. I'm trying. I hate looking at myself. I hate eye contact, period. And I'm like, ugh. If you can pick an object up, have ownership of it, and trade it for a good service or a monetary value, something fungible, how is that not trading in human lives? I'm waiting for the wokeness to scream and yell because it's saving children. No, it's not. It's destroying families and making SS youth camp type where the state is above the family. The state is above all. That's socialism, and that's the definition of socialism. That the state is the controlling power, and they tell you what to do, and you do, and you are that synchronous ball bouncing planet in A Wrinkle in Time where everything's monotonous and stays the same and exists, and nobody has any merit. We are all genderless, figureless, amorphous. I guess figureless and amorphous. Meritless, idealist, individualistically non-existent entities of legal substance. But definitely no individuality, which sucks because that's what America's based on. That a lot of people died and fought for. Yet it's frowned upon when I even mentioned, hey, ladies, and I can say that because they're all, there's not one male in this whole escapade, except for maybe a judge that rotates in for a week. Prosecutors, ladies. DCYF, ladies. Secretaries, clerks, ladies. Lawyers, ladies. Not one man. Not one. Now, if a government becomes tyrannical towards its citizenry, it says here it's my duty as a citizen to stand up to that government and either call them out, dispose of, dispatch, dispel, and or change that government to best fit the citizenry and the safety thereof. Don't beat me, teacher. When does that apply? False allegations, the breach and complete destruction of federal constitutional Bill of Rights and amendmented rights, human rights. Due process, process at all, right to representation, right to know your accuser, right to travel freely, right to travel freely and have security in your papers without warrantless searches or wiretapping, privacy, bodily autonomy, to even touch on the first wave feminisms. Right to not be framed by your fucking government. To be having to be accused of a crime before being arrested or punished for it. Why is this upside down and backwards? They kidnapped my kid because they wanted money, and I pissed off a social worker by telling her no. And she kidnaps my kid, now punishing my kid and me because we're tight. Like, I've been with her for 7 years, 8 years, since she was born. Sorry, getting a little. I miss her. I haven't seen her since August 5th. Haven't talked to her. And her grandfatherly type, I told him, like, dude, I don't care about this stupid freaking court. Dogecoin! Here's the one, whatever the Doge dog is, there's a Doge dog. Yay. Currency, which is completely useless the second the power goes out. So buy silver until some reef comes and rifles through your house. Goes straight to your office. It leaves you the burden of legal documents incriminating anybody in the coin in the box position. With a questionably quasi-legal writ. It's hard to do this without screaming. And practice. This is practice. So it goes. I have to do this in front of many judges and juries, and to get my kid back, to know that she's safe. It takes so much goddamn time. Like, they've got 7 freaking attorneys generals and lawyers. And the bulk of a $214 billion a year freaking bureaucracy. And I'm like, 4, maybe 5 hours of sleep, maybe. Like, I'm used to doing overtime, like 190 hours, 100 hours, 2 jobs, 40, 80 minimum. But this is exhausting because it's all on a freaking computer, and it's all words, and it's all editing, and just staring at the damn screen for so long. It's just makes your eyes this, the black circles, and the, you're not supposed to stare at fluorescence that long, and it's all online. Screw you, subscription. Word processing subscriptions suck. PDFs suck when you can't open the damn program unless you're connected to the internet. It sucks. You can't save the damn thing. You can't open the damn thing. You can't use a font. You can't. I think we've gotten to the point in technology where we're going backwards. It's devolving into stupider because, well, WordPerfect did everything you need. It really did. So, dependency court. Three times with my ex-wife, already been proven. They failed to acknowledge that. And they're still, we don't see anywhere where she's lost her parental rights. But it says right here, Jeff has 100% custodial rights, visitation, like the whole 100. What part of 100% don't you understand? Oh yeah, math. That means all. Okay, so they found my ex-wife dependent again. So okay, and they don't have any evidence on me. They don't have any allegations on me, and they've surfed and they've contrived and they've falsified, and they got some fanciful ideas from the maternal family, but she got taken away from the shelter care place. DCYF put my daughter in shelter care with one of the maternal relatives, where they were hitting her and trying to brainwash her and say, "You say this about your daddy, so we can get money." They quit their jobs because they're raking in the dough off the state check. Shit, you not. And they were hitting my daughter and flicking my daughter and beating her into submission, all Stockholm Pavlovian style. And she reported this, and I wasn't having it, so I threw a fit, wouldn't let her go back there. I'm like, I don't care what your freaking court says. None of this process is constitutional, and I was abiding by your BS freaking made up rules because that's what the lawyer told me, and I'm like, okay, maybe you've done this before. Play peaceful with the she beasts, and maybe they'll cut you some slack. No, I've had this predetermined since day one. They're just trying to fill in how to actually get it past a judge, even in the marsupial land. Like, you know, you got to have some sort of justification to end somebody's parentage, but they don't, and they're making it up, and they've breached every rule and every possible code and conduct of everything except the Third Amendment, I think, which is amazing. But I got looking through it today. I filed the dismissal 2 weeks, or if I filed the initial, you have to be in 10 days for the response. Filed that because my lawyer conveniently went on vacation for that immediate time. Filed it on like May 5th, May 27th, June 5th, before every hearing, and no, I haven't heard it yet. They won't accept the part of their accusation was look, protection order. This maternal family relative here filed a protection order for Freya against Jeff. Notice all the pages are blank because there's no accusations, but they did check the harassment and stalking buttons, because those are the two you need to click to get the clerk's filing fee free. But you turn the page, subsection 2, stalking. That's pretty blank. Harassment. That also seems to be blank. Items the child requires: clothing, toys, equipment, art heirlooms. We require the EBT card and the TANF. Care about my daughter? Not at all. You do. Hole of ass. And you know how you know? At least how I know. Well, because I love her to death and I'd die for her in an instant. But money. I'm the only one coming out of pocket on this, bleeding left and right. Everybody else is pocketing money. The state's pocketing money via their paychecks. The maternal relatives are pocketing money via food stamps, TANF, the shelter care payment, which is like $1,200, and then they get a incidental Fred Meyer voucher, and then clothes and school supplies and healthcare, and therapy. They've got her in therapy trying to brainwash her. And, you know what? Daddy instilled some firm morals in that thing, I guess. Or she's got Asperger's like me and just won't fucking back down off the truth. And it's hard to tell with girls because they socially mask a whole lot better. But she's not having it. And they're all pissed off that she's not having it, and they're mad that I raised raising an independent, strong, kind, helpful, loving, outgoing, doesn't take crap from anybody, hardworking, intelligent, young little lady, and modern model of Ginsburg and Rand, feminism, you go girl, power all the way. But it was a man who made it happen. So, yeah, we're not going to have that. That would unvilify and maybe even heroicize men, alleviate the toxicity, and point that mirror right back up the radioactive freaking goddamn abuse that the modern millennial female is. It's sad. It really is sad. It's if the human race makes it through these next 20 years, I'll be thoroughly amazed. Like, really. And the fact that nobody's standing up for this. Like the cops. No, I got threatened by them too. They're health workers, and I don't want my kids or potential kids taken away. And judges, sheriff, everybody's scared of these freaking 300-pound, goddamn 4.5-foot tall spherical insulin addicts that smell like cat piss. They're only people. You're the one with the gun. Quit taking orders from a bureaucrat. Hello? Like, how many times I've been told by a freaking police officer or sheriff or a highway patrol, I have control, I'm a power hungry, power freak. You're taking orders from a goddamn socialist worker. Like, because they threatened you. Well, how about you get it together around the donut shop and go, okay, today's team meeting, breaker, whatever you do on the computer or your walkies, we're not going to escort social workers or health department workers on any bullshit, anything anymore, ever. Period. Problem solved. They're not going to go kidnap kids on their own. They need your fucking gun. Men. You're being ordered around by a freaking hates the world, hates themselves, hates everything about you because you are that man, you toxic asshole. But they need your guns to go make their agenda happen. So just stop doing it. You swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America. I got to stop using ladies because that's an insult to the 3 ladies that are left. These X-chromosomal adipose factories, insulin deprived, hate-filled, demonic cesspools of human waste of my freaking amines and chromosomes and oxygen and carbon, damn it. Because they're hell-bent on destroying everything. Like, you're the kid that burns ants with the magnifying glass out on the concrete and just it burns, like freaking out on power. And it's the only way they get attention, and they get off on it, and it's disgusting, and it shouldn't be allowed. Normal basic human tenet, I don't care who you are, you don't fuck with kids. Can we agree on that? Left, right, up, down, purple, sideways, inverse, whatever, innie, outie, don't know who you are. Don't fuck with kids. It's probably the way you are the way you are. Individuality and whatnot. Cool, that's fine. I'm a libertarian. Do what you want. Do it though, Will. Just keep it out of my freaking bubble and keep it off my kid. Like, for good God's sakes. And don't stand up for human rights. don't just wither away. And when somebody accuses an innocent person of something that doesn't exist, or somebody accuses somebody of something, period, question it. Who, what, when, where, why, how? Are you sure? Did you see it? Who witnessed it? And then that. Primary suspect or accused, and then witnesses and testimony and evidentiaries before you go, I'm going to call my boyfriend and this person's going to get their ass kicked. And well, you know what, lady? You just committed libel. Typing, printing, defamatory statements that aren't true and could result in some sort of criminal or civil liability, or call to riot and mob rule and death, which was Gutierrez's idea, I believe, when she kidnapped my daughter at the most public place and public time possible that my daughter could be, in front of the entire town, a volleyball game, and all the parents and children of her school and churches, and the entire town. And 4 months have passed since then, and they've given up because none of it was true. And now their allegations are Mr. Stetler is mean to social workers. Yep, he's mean. He disagrees with everything the Attorney General says because it's a complete fabrication and false. And well, here's one. He has differing world views. Shit you not. That was one of the accusations in Mr. W. Differing worldviews in our melting pot society of American ambiance and cultural diversities and whatevers. And the same declaration. That man dismissed one of the shelter care families that I suggested, one of the 20 that are up here in my county and around and that have known her forever, because they use physical discipline. It's legal. Don't leave a mark that lasts more than 3 days. Up to which the place they have her now is absolutely ridiculous with discipline. Wooden paddle kind of beat the living shit out of you. But they like that kind of physical discipline because it's in favor with their laundering money scheme and kidnapping kids. But when it's not, it's not. So I'm gonna go smoke some more pot and probably go work. I'm tired. I'm gonna take a nap. Smoke some pot, take a nap. Sounds good on a nice lazy Saturday. It's supposed to be my day off. Until then, I was gonna say some sort of red-green crap. If you're ugly, that sucks. Duct tape. Stay America, my friends.